we did for Nagrand, the whatever it is.
Yeah, you know, we were let down in Nagrand, so I don't know if we should do the same thing.
It's a ton of free experience. What are you talking about?
Zug, 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 zug.
I'm just saying, at the end of it, you were like, I thought that was more experience than it was.
Strength and honor. May your blades never dull.
How you doing, these man? Stay away from her.
Can't sheep the undead.
I'm not going to go too crazy on this because I think these guys hit hard.
Well, to address what Zix is saying, seeing as multi-boxing is like, it is what it is, if you will, and there's not always a lot of content to talk about when it comes to multi-boxers. Soul Mages drop the black circles on the ground, so the problem with it's like, oh, they're dropping them on me. Sorry, I've got a little microphone issue over here. Just as long as I haven't stopped recording. Okay. Oh, you know, this is what I wanted to add. I'm sorry, it's just totally come back to me now that Zix has said that. This is what I wanted to add before to what you said, Svpernova, is that, like, back in Wrath, while multi-boxing peaked along with the World of Warcraft, you know, subscriber base, the fact is, we were still figuring things out back then, right? There was no science. There was no set science to it. And while there's technically is no set science to it, we figured out a lot of what we didn't know back then. So now that we figured it out, it's easy to tell people this is how you do it. And then they're like, oh, okay. And then they just go about it that way. And it's a done deal.
Yeah,
much.
it's the fact that there's no innovation. That's what I was saying earlier.
Right. And it's not necessarily all our fault, it's just the way that things have become. And something that always kind of bothered me was like Shotokan would always come up to the forum and be like, you know, in the World of Warcraft forum section and be like, this place is dead, yada, yada, yada. And I'm thinking, well, dude, we've kind of figured everything out. You know, there's very little to figure out at this point. The only thing we need to figure out is how to tackle the instances, the dungeons that are current. And once we figure out how to tackle those dungeons, well, we've pretty much taken care of the expansion as it is. I mean, there's, you know, gold making, and there's also maybe smaller little niche areas that need to be figured out. But for the majority of it, for the vast majority of multi-boxing, we've figured it out. It's down to a science at this point. We know how to multi-box. So once we can teach new guys the basics, if you will, then it's up to them to figure out on their own what they like to do. So, or how they want to go about doing something. So the fact that, like, Burning Crusade, like vanilla, there wasn't a lot of multi-boxing. There was very, very little amount of multi-boxing going on in vanilla. So Burning Crusade was like where it started to ramp up. Wrath is where, oh, fucking this UPS. Wrath is where it peaked, and then I'll be back up to this UPS in 60 seconds. This UPS alarm is terrible. There we go. Okay. So yeah, anyway, just to top off, just to end what I was saying, is that yes, during Burning Crusade and Wrath, it was ramping up. The trying to figure things out was ramping up. People were still using all kinds of different software at that point. And I mean, maybe you can say that the normalization of software usage is hurting innovation at some level. I don't think so. I think there's plenty of Iceboxer users that don't happen to 90% of what Iceboxer is capable of. And that's just speaking of someone who does tech support on pretty much a daily basis in both, Iceboxer Forum, Dual Dash Boxing Forum, and Iceboxer ISC channel. So we figured much of it out. And the fact is, I still have plenty of videos to come out with to help people, to help others figure it out as well. But we figured it out, and now it's just a matter of teaching others. And that's whether you want to view that as stagnation necessarily or just the way that things are happening. You kind of have a big fat elite behind us. It is just what it is. So I agree that the participation is maybe at an all-time low, but I don't know if multi-boxers are necessarily at an all-time low. Especially in a game, say like Diablo 3, where there is definitely something new to figure out every single patch and every single season that they come out with. So Diablo 3 is a good example of a game that multi-boxers need to continuously figure out what's good for them and what's going to work well for them. So healer down. Healer up.
Yeah, that was weird. I wouldn't follow. I kept spamming my follow key, but the healer wasn't following, so he just sat there and ate the AoE.
You need to use the item on every single one of your characters that's not party wide. There's a quest item to use. This is one of the quests that always screws me up whenever I come through here. Yeah, definitely Zix. I mean, Legion, Illidan redemption story. I mean, this is going to be a big X-Pack, definitely. Warlords of Draenor had something going for it, but it just seemed like Blizzard kind of bobbled it in the end. Just a very weird expansion pack, I think, for everybody. Just not multi-boxers by any means. Just everyone as a whole. I mean, multi-boxers are pretty much dependent on the population.
This was the least amount
world.
of content any expansion has ever had, and that was a big issue.
Definitely, and I really think, like, multi-boxers, they don't raid a lot, right? Raiding is difficult. It always has been difficult, and very, very few multi-boxers ever attempt raiding at any level. So the fact is, most of us are in the 5-man content, and when the 5-man content is, again, figured out and it's done, then that's it. I mean, you can do challenge modes, you can try mythic 5-mans, which is something that only a few have done. But I think what Legion is bringing with the Diablo-esque affixes, if you will, to the 5-man dungeon as a whole, I think that's gonna, and I hope that's going to bring a whole new feeling, a whole new level of challenge to those looking for it in 5-man dungeons, multi-boxing or not. So hopefully Legion will bring something innovative in terms of multi-boxing and solo play. So I was gonna say, I'm assuming you're pulling back here. So
yeah, I was just pulling the trash out.
And of course, with the beginning of every expansion, we are going to get feared here. I'm pretty sure, at least. Oh, we have to loot this guy. So as I was saying, at the beginning of every expansion, I mean, we're always, technically, quote, undergeared, end quote. So 5-man instances are always going to be difficult. We're going to be stuck in normals for a while until we all gear up and we can do heroics. And then we can all gear up through heroics and even LFR if people do that. Some multiboxers do, some multiboxers don't, but LFR gear will help us push into the, I forget what they're calling them, if there's specifically a name that they're using for the Diablo-esque difficulty of 5-man dungeons. But it's going to help us push into that, and of course we're going to see, early, oh, you're going to die, dude, because you have Portal Strike on you.
No reincarnate.
No, okay, this time, I have it recorded, assuming recording is still working. I have it recorded, I've dropped combat, and the mobs still came after me after I was shadow melded. I'm going to have this in the video, regardless of whether it's boring or not, I'm going to show it. So, okay, reincarnate's down, so we're releasing. I shadow melded, combat dropped, and where the hell are we at? Why don't they start us at the beginning of the instance, damn it?
I am having some issues here.
It's okay, I know where we're at. I played this expansion. But I guess, sorry, I am intoxicated, so everything I'm saying is kind of like left and right. It's back and forth. So just, I guess, to finish what I was saying, we're going to have a difficult time at the beginning of the expansion, as we generally always do. But as we move forward and as we gear up, 5-mans and potentially challenge modes, if they continue to keep them in, and mythics, mythic 5-man, if they continue to keep them in, they will become something that multi-boxers are able to do and able to challenge themselves with. So,
Zix, are you trying to catch up with us?
Warning.
sorry, I had 2 turn-ins here, so.
Mobra.
That's so weird. Why do they start you at the beginning of the instances for only select dungeons? That's just so weird. Like, do they... I guess they believe that Nexus is just that difficult to find. I guess if you've never been to Koldara before and you don't understand that Nexus is at the bottom of that area, I guess you wouldn't know where to go. But that's still so wild.
It's okay, Seal, or, okay, I'm going to start trying to call you Lewis. We'll see how that goes.
No, whoa. We don't use real names around here. Your names, we call you Super, we call me MiRai. He is Seal. And he has been kissed, he has gotten a kiss from a rose on a grave or something. He is a black man who can sing very well.
I don't have anything to follow that. It was definitely weird being like hanging around you in real life, and Lax and I, since we have the same first name, that was always throwing me off.
Yeah, that was weird. That's why I just keep calling you guys Lax and Super. God, I could go for a Mango Magnifico right about now. Just saying.
All I'm going to say is you're a hell of a lot closer than I am.
Yeah, but there's... Are you telling me to drive?
No, no.
Okay. I wouldn't either way, but I'm just saying.
Seal or Lewis, it's super. The V is just because super is usually taken. The U is usually taken, I should say. Dude, I want some more of that pizza. That's what I'm missing.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was the closest to Chicago style.
You're healed, you're gonna die again, dude. I'm gonna try to get this one. The Death Knights, they fear. Jesus Christ. Oh, one of them's feared. I only have myself. And I'm feared. I mean, silenced.
Sheep this one that's hitting me.
Wouldn't that be nice if I had that type of control? Son of a bitch! I hate this game.
Alright, so I can't pull more than one pack there because that debuff is fucking horrible.
Yeah, dude, you get feared and you get mortal striked, and it's a double whammy. And they just so happen to fear your healer rather than one of my mages this time. So it was, you were done for immediately. I saw the healer go, and I was like, damn it, I don't know if we're gonna live through this.
Warning.
Yeah, I had first. I mean, I obviously started that after you died. I had 3 mages, but one of them died, and then the second one got feared, and it apparently got feared in the direction opposite of my following. So that one died, and then it was just me, and I couldn't possibly. I don't have that much crowd control outside of 1 Frost Nova and 1 Sheep, which wasn't going to work. There was like 5 of them that we were fighting. This is a terrible instance. Well, we're doing a terrible job at this instance.
Zix, what's that about Iceboxer 2?
No, but Seal, racist or not, Seal is the name of the guy who sings Kiss from a Rose on the Grey, or something like that, whatever the words are, and it was obviously featured in the Batman Forever? Was it Batman Forever, Batman Returns soundtrack? Come on, you gotta know about this guy.
Zix, I can confirm it is a thing. I have even seen source code. I even have worked on the domain.
I even had it installed once, but then I upgraded Windows 10.
I actually
and
have
never
it installed now. I could launch it now.
Well, you know, I do have it installed. That's right, because I tested it for you.
Zix, if you go to isboxer2.com, there should be instructions or a link on where you can go to request access if you want to play around with it. It is not, as far as I know, and last time I tried it, it is not ready for actually like daily usage, but you can do some things with it.
Yeah, if you need like basic broadcasting or something, it's able to do that. But if you're writing macros inside of Iceboxer, it's not
and
macro
like
capable.
the Pro System would not
Pro
work
System
for you.
capable. Yeah, I don't even think video effects are currently fully implemented.
Yeah, they're not.
I can't cheat these guys anyway, they're undead. Yeah, so the Death Knights fear, I know that because we fight a bunch of Death Knights on the next level of stairs up. When we fight them together, they're going to do a lot of fears.
Here you go, Zix.
Hey,
this is
I'll just
Iceboxer 2. Which as it crashes. Oh wow, it crashed hard.
Oh, I can sheep them. What the hell's going on? Never mind, I guess I can sheep them. I couldn't sheep them a moment ago, but maybe it was just the Death Knights.
Apparently there's something like, I guess maybe it's because I have Interspace running that I can't run Iceboxer 2, the app. I bet that's what it is. Can you still hear me, MiRai?
Oh, I can hear you, son.
Okay, just making sure. I tried to launch Iceboxer 2 and it like fails every time you try to launch it, but it's probably because Interspace 1 is running.
Yeah, I've never tried to run them side by side. I can try now, but I mean,
Later,
I'm
Zix.
bringing the deeps.
That's fine, somebody needs
Adios.
to.
Oh. For some reason, I thought your tank was in front of me and the healer was left behind. Oh, my stacks have fallen off. This is where we get feared. Assuming they stay alive for long enough. Apparently they have an AoE silence as well. Don't mind me.
Just hanging out in the ice block?
Yeah. Again, that's a spell that I could have been using for like ever to get out of things and whatever, but I hate myself. I'm terrible at Mage. What a crazy fight.